I want to say thank you to all of my Patreon supporters who help support the channel. Also, I want to say thank you to my Twitch subscribers. Help the channel out by donating or go to patreon.com. Thank you.
All right, so off the back, I'm going to talk about Pearl. And yes, I'm going to eventually cover that, what is that, Brittany Venti Pearl video, where she just like, I, hold on, let's do it. Uh, Brittany Venti Pearl. It is a 40-minute video. That is a video where I'm gonna actually have to it's a video where it's gonna take me some time to do. It's a 40-minute video, and that's something that I'm gonna have fucking maybe 2 hours carved out for. But I'm gonna actually do that Brittany Venti video, and I know she's more kind of right wing than anything. And again, we address people's arguments, whether it's on the left or the right. We address their arguments. We agree with arguments that are good, and we disagree with arguments are bad. It's just that a lot of bad arguments are done by conservatives, but we address those things based on that. So yeah, but we're gonna actually cover Pearl today, and Pearl reacts to why avoiding marriage is not enough. So let's get started.
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel. Today I am going to be reacting to a video that one of my subscribers sent me. Before I start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell, that way you're going to be.
So this is, if you don't know, this is how she started her YouTube channel, reacting to videos, and most of her videos that she responded to kind of were feminist leaning, but when she got into the manosphere shit that made her money, she like, oh well, I'm just gonna be the ultimate pick me. I'm sorry, pick me. Oh, I'm sorry. She's gonna be the ultimate red pillar channel. But let's go.
Notified of my daily videos. This video apparently is from like the MGTOW group, which is men going their own way. So it's to like explain that a little bit more. He felt like I had some misconceptions, that like some stuff I maybe got wrong. So I'm always here to educate and learn. So I'm excited to see this. Also, DM me on Instagram, Just Pearly Things. One, if you guys have any, videos that you think would be good for me to react to.
Welcome to the dojo.
Oh shit! Oh god! Okay. Here. I'm sorry. Wait. Let's do this. Videos. Guys, if you haven't done so already, first subscribe to the channel. Of course, subscribe to the channel. Of course. But, and this is if you want to like mess with Pearl, please mess with Pearl. Here, let's do this. Let's go to my channel. Here's my channel. Let's go. My channel. Up in the top right corner. Just type in Just Pearly Things, and just like make, like, you can like any of these videos, send to her on Instagram. This is a video where I was working on my art, and I like did like a picture, like I was talking about pearls. This has the highest view count, 159 views. Yeah, of course we have the divorce over chores. This is Pearly's Things videos. This is a short, 202.7K. I know, right. And I have some other ones like just Pearly Things. Like these are videos that you can actually do, and you can actually look up, and you can actually send to her about her videos that I've done about her that she's gotten wrong. Ooh. Yeah, so yeah. This is something that you guys can do. Ooh, let me see. Here. Let me see. Anchor. This is my Spotify, and I also have some videos. And if you want to look up my Spotify, here, check it out. And I know we're gonna do this video, and we're gonna get to the video. Trust me. But it's the reason why I'm doing this. Here, you can also see the public page. Yes, we're gonna do this right now. Let's see if you can actually look up episodes. Oh, they don't have the episode view counts. But you can also find views. What is my top view for just Pearly Things on Anchor? It was a podcast, but you can actually look it up. Here, episodes, and they don't have the search. They don't have the search. But I know one of my most popular videos that I've actually done on Spotify is another Just Pearly Things video. So, let me see if I can actually find it. Oh, yeah. Pearl thinks that men are ashamed for having standards. So, like, yeah, look it up. Send her these videos so she can respond to it. But let's get back to the show.
Joe, the series where I'll teach you the MGTOW skills necessary to identify and protect yourself from gynocentric and feminist threats. While I already had plans to discuss this issue, a Patreon member...
And I know we're doing a response to a response video. But yeah, let's go.
...provided me the motivation to address this subject sooner rather than later. With that in mind, it's time for your first lesson. Many people believe that the reason married men get taken advantage of by women...
Why is she just standing there looking... Okay, I'm sorry.
...is because they quote-unquote chose the wrong woman.
I hear this all the time. It's always like, what type of women are you talking to? Like, not all women are like that. Like, that's always the first response.
However...
Yeah, that's true. There are some people that are just assholes. Men, women, and non-binary. That's the thing. That's the thing that happens. All right, let's go. She doesn't even watch the full video. Oh my God. The video itself, unless she just does not have any response to it, her video is 14 minutes and 19 seconds. His video is 10:55, and she had about 30 seconds of intro, and she has probably another minute of outro. She doesn't even watch the full video. Okay, let's go.
A fair number of blue-pilled men also blame and shame these men for allowing themselves to be divorce raped or otherwise victimized.
Yeah, Hafiz did that during the interview I did with him.
Some even go so far as to say that the...
Wait, I'm sorry. What? No, you're not blamed for... If you have an abusive partner, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault if you have an abusive partner. Regardless of the gender of anybody involved. If you have an abusive partner, it's not your fault. Okay, let's go.
Targeted man had it coming. As more and more men take the red pill and start perceiving a woman's hypergamy and female nature for what they truly are, they're starting to avoid marriage. On September 14th, 2017, the Pew Research Center published a report entitled, "As U.S. Marriage Rates Hover at 50%, Education Gap in Marital Status Widens." While this article is focused on marriage as it relates to education, they disclose a very important fact. Half of U.S. adults today are married, a share that has remained relatively stable in recent years, but is down 9 percentage points over the last quarter century and dramatically different from the peak of 72% in 1960, according to new release census data in 19...
So wait a minute. So it's normally, it was over the last century, it was 59%. So it's dropped to about half. But in the 1960s, where it was economically feasible for people to get married and not just shack up and fuck, you're using that as a benchmark. You're using that as a benchmark where it was by your own stats that seem selective was just a peak, an outlier. So what? People just get together, live together, and fuck. I'm not seeing the problem with it. But let's continue.
1960, before the rise of feminism, 72%, or almost 3/4 of American adults, were married. Today, that number has dropped to 50%. This represents a 33% decrease in marriage thanks to feminism's war on marriage. A month later, in October 2017, the Pew Research Center published their report, "The share of Americans living without a partner has increased, especially among young adults." In it, they state, "The share of young adults who are unpartnered has increased across the young and the middle-aged, but the rise has been most pronounced among young adults. Roughly 6 in 10 adults younger than 35 years old, 61%, are now living without a partner."
Oh, wow. So 61% are living without a spouse or partner under 35. Wow, I didn't realize.
Living without. Wait. Notice they said living without. Does that mean that they're unpartnered? Does that mean that they're unpartnered? Alright, let's go. This is going to make my head hurt, isn't it? It's just cherry picked facts and gross assumptions. And then she's eating the shit up like, wow. Like, nope. No looking up the studies, no questioning it, just let's like, let's see if I can actually find a study. I know I missed R. Without among adults 18 to 44, 59% have lived with an unmarried partner at some point in their lives. I mean, 44.4. No, wait. Yeah, I read that right. Among adults ages 18 to 44, 59% have lived with an unmarried partner at some point in their lives, while 50% have been married. According to the Pew Research Center, the survey of family growth, by contrast, in 2002, 54% of adults age group have been either cohabitated or ever been married. That kind of like addresses the concern. Like, now 38% were unpartnered, okay? Yeah. It's almost as if people are living with a partner, they're just not getting married. Remember what I said about selective facts? This is just selective facts. This is just selective facts. This is just selective facts. This is, well, they're not married, but they live together. And just to be honest with you guys, breaking a lease in some cases is harder than getting a divorce. But let's just go. Let's go. Here, let's go where we're at. Let's go.
With their girlfriends and boyfriends. This is one of the reasons that I always
missed
Like that I'd heard, but I hadn't heard as much about living alone.
house. Thus, since second wave feminism's war on marriage began in the 1960s, one of the long-term consequences is that not only has the marriage rate dropped by 33%, but 6 in 10 unmarried adults under 35 are refusing to live with their girlfriends and boyfriends. This is one of the reasons that I always say that feminism
But no, that's not what that study says. They said 6 in 10 are living with unmarried partners. Oh, okay. Wow, he just read that completely wrong. Or he's lying.
destroyed the social contract between men and women. With that in mind, lots of men, especially PUAs, tradcons, and other red pill bros, think that avoiding marriage by itself is the solution to avoid having their assets stolen, reputation destroyed, and otherwise be divorce rape. Once feminism realized that men were starting to protect themselves from divorce rape by avoiding marriage, they worked to change the laws around the world to persecute single men as well. Today in Australia, a man...
Wait, what? So because men weren't getting married, then feminists is like, aha, we're going to get you evil men. Like, a lot of this presupposes that women don't like having sex with men. A lot of this presupposes that women don't want to have a companionship with men. Like, this is what a lot of this presupposes. It presupposes that women just see men as a resource. Like, you know that sounds stupid, right? You know that like there are heterosexual women that enjoy the company of men. They don't necessarily need to be submitted to them. They just enjoy their company. I know a few of them. I experience a few of them. It's a thing that happens. All right. But of course, these antisocial dipshits who don't want to be around anybody, that only see people as a tool for their masturbatorial instincts. Yeah, of course they feel that way. But let's continue.
Man doesn't have to be married to get divorce rape. The Family Court of Australia stated on May 3, 2016, a de facto relationship is defined in Section 4AA of the Family Law Act of 1975. The law requires that you and your former partner, who may be of the same or opposite sex, had a relationship as a couple living together on a genuine domestic basis.
Wow, so even if a guy doesn't want to get married, you hear that, Blessing? Even if a guy doesn't want to get married, if he lives with the girl, she can still pursue him in court. That is
It's called common law marriage. You just described common law marriage. Oh my God! You literally just described common law marriage. You know, the thing that so many people have used to trap other people with. It's common law marriage is not unique, you dumb fucks. Both of you guys. Oh wow. Wow, this hurts my head.
crazy. That's crazy.
Further, ABC News Australia interviewed Rachel Sharer, the founder of DivorceAnswer.com, in June 2017, and she said, "There's no timeline and there's no minimum time period. As long as you and your partner considered yourself in a considered or committed relationship,
What? So you could live with a girl for 2 months? 3 months?
as long as other people recognize that, then you're in a de facto relationship." Even more frightening, she stated, "There's a relationship called de facto by distance, which means that even though you may not be living together exclusively and full-time, as long as you stay in each other's house or home when you're in each other's local space, then you're definitely considered in a de facto relationship."
They never heard of common law marriages. And some of those are very restrictive. And you know the reason why they're restrictive? Almost as if it is Christian fundamentalist principles of, nah, y'all fucking, so y'all need to stay together. They don't know what common law marriage is. They don't know what... Okay, yeah, sure.
Thus, in Australia, even if she doesn't live with you full time and she just stays the night, or she just leaves her shit in your home, she can divorce rape you.
Blessing. Yeah, so if she leaves her shit in your apartment, she can divorce you. That's crazy. Imagine being served with paper.
Wait, so she can take off?
We're gonna find out. Yeah, let's see.
United States, multiple states have adopted common law marriage laws. In a very basic sense, they're laws that state that if you and your girlfriend live together for a certain period of time, then you're considered married and can be divorce raped. According to the National Conference of State Legislatures, the states that still
I am really. Oh my god, this shit is dumb. Okay, common law. Common law marriage contracted on or after September the 1st, 2006 is valid if at the time that the marriage was entered into, both parties are 18 years old and the marriage is considered, marriage is not prohibited by other law. So, in other words, if you're still married to somebody, if it's a close family member, then you can have a common law marriage, and all you have to do is, and guys, if you've been in my community long enough, you know that you still have to sign the paper for common law marriages, and it's not given a actual time frame, but you still have to sign the paper, recognize common law marriage in Colorado. Hello, Shani and Rev. Common law marriage for purposes of support of dependents chapter is otherwise it is not specifically prohibited. You're just saying that the common law marriage is on the books with this one. Common law marriage will be recognized if parties are 18 and older for the purposes of divorce and maintenance articles. Proof of common law marriage is allowed as evidence of marriage with the parties. So again, these are just saying that they're there. It doesn't give any requirements for the length or the time. In Montana, it's not strictly prohibited. They are not invalidated by the marriage chapter. It's just stating that they happen. Common law marriage, persons is cohabitating and acknowledge each other as a husband and wife are generally reputed to be as such for 3 years. There shall be deemed to have been legally married until one of them dies. Now, this actually gives a time frame. It actually states what it is. So if you live with somebody and you say, "Yeah, that's my wife. That's my wife. That's my old ball and chain. That's my lady." You have literally declared marriage. Wow, and we're not going to say how most of these people don't realize that to get a marriage license in a lot of states, all you have to do is declare that you want this person to be your spouse in front of a judge. That's all it requires. But at least this has actually stated what it is. This is for 3 years, and you have to state that they are husband and wife. You have to actively state this. "No, that's my girlfriend. No, that's my girlfriend. That's my girlfriend. We are not married." That doesn't make you married, you dumbass. South Carolina allows for marriages. Wait, that doesn't say that. That just says you can get married without a valid driver's license. Common law marriage in specific circumstances. Again, it's a requirement. You just can't leave your shit there. Oh my god. Okay, let's go.
have common law marriage are Colorado, Iowa, Kansas, Montana, New Hampshire, South Carolina, and Utah. While Washington state doesn't have common law marriage laws, they do recognize meretricious relationships. DivorceNet, a website published...
Yeah, that's what every state... That's the reason why gay marriage was made legal, because it was recognized in one state. And if it was recognized in one state, as part of the Constitution, is recognized in all states. Okay.
Published by Nolo, describes these relationships as follows. The term meretricious has been historically used to label the cohabitation of unmarried couples. When a cohabitation ends, the couple will usually face the same issues that arise in the divorce. The most common include the following: division of assets and property, paying debts, and determining child custody and child support. Thus, not only can an unmarried man get divorce raped in states that recognize common law marriages, but in Washington state, they can get divorce raped under their meretricious relationship laws.
It's a good thing we're moving to Tennessee or Florida.
Yeah, thank God.
However, even worse than these feminist laws created to divorce rape unmarried men are the feminist-sponsored domestic violence laws. In 1980,
So you have a problem with saying that you can't hit your partner? And she's actually agreeing with this, actually platforming this. Okay.
the feminists created the Duluth model of domestic violence intervention. Today, it's the most commonly used domestic violence program in the world. In the United States, over 30 states mandate its use. However, even in places that don't use it, they still pattern their DV laws on it. Why is this important? It's because the Duluth model created the world's first civil domestic violence restraining order. Thus, a woman can accuse you of rape, domestic violence, or sexual abuse in a civil court without your knowledge and obtain an order to divorce rape you.
Wait, so
Does it say, woman, you dumb fuck? I'm going to be very upfront with you. Be very truthful and honest with you. If you're stating that the only reason why domestic violence laws are in place is because a woman lies about the abuse you cause, if you're thinking that's the only reason why that's there, you are self-reporting. Domestic violence laws can be used for a woman against a woman, a man against a man against a woman, it can be used for the person that you have a partnership with that is abusing you. If you only think that DV laws go one way, one, you don't pay attention to history, and two, you are self-reporting. It is in no universe that if a man says that he was assaulted or abused by his partner, that he will not be taken serious. It happened. It may seem shameful, and yeah, why would a man seem like he's being beat by a weak woman? Or why would he want to admit to an abuse? Nobody wants to admit to abuse. Oh, wait, so that's why women don't want to admit to a lot of abuse. You're fucking self-reporting if you think that DV laws only protect women. They are only there for women. But let's continue.
wait, I need to incorporate. I need to understand what they said. So she can accuse you of assault or domestic violence without you knowing?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Okay.
This is true even in states that don't recognize common law marriage. Also, I've heard of these types of civil court orders being entered in the UK, Canada, Australia, and other Western countries that have adopted feminist policies. Let me break it down further.
Like, I think basically it means you don't, like, she can, oh, wait, I think I understand. So she can go to court and basically say you were abusing her and not actually take you to court for the abuse. And so she can divorce you or, like, divorce rape you on the grounds of abuse without you actually being found guilty of abuse.
Yeah.
No, you dumb fuck. The reason why it's a civil court is because the preponderance of evidence. And this is why Pearl is so fucking stupid to me. In a civil court, it has a lower threshold. If it's more evidence to show that it did happen versus beyond a reasonable doubt, yes, it's filed in civil courts. It means that she doesn't have to necessarily prove beyond a reasonable doubt that your ass was abusive. And again, it works that same way for guys. Like,
Guys have these tools as well. Welfare, if you don't make enough as a guy and you don't have enough to support yourself to live on your own, or you need medical assistance, you can apply for benefits. I know somebody who works in a benefit office for the state. They don't ask your gender to say if you qualify for the shit. It is about your needs. And this is the dumb fuck shit that people like Pearl pushes. But let's continue.
Yeah, okay.
What follows are snapshots taken of Washington State's civil domestic violence restraining order request pattern forms. While other state and international jurisdictions' forms may differ, they're all patterned after the Duluth model format and were created to divorce rape unmarried men. In the first picture, a woman can tell the court that you live together and request the court have the police evict you from your home without notice, giving her sole possession and leaving you homeless. Further,
No. That's not what that form actually shows.
a woman can
Exclude the respondent from our shared residence. Yes. You can do that if it's been signs of abuse. Like, that's the thing. This is just a restraining order. And you know what has to happen in this case? She has to be financially responsible for that. Like,
tell the court that you live together and request the court have the police evict you from your home without notice, giving her sole possession and leaving you homeless. Further, she
What? Wait, so basically, I think I'm understanding. So she can go to the court.
grant me possession of essential property, personal properties, including grant me use of the following vehicle. Yeah, she has to pay for that. See, like when you separate from somebody, they have to pay for the stuff that they use and you use. When you put your money up and she puts her money up, when you both have jobs. Oh, wait, you dumb fucks don't want a woman to have a job. So you tell somebody to solely depend on you, and no matter how poorly you treat them, you expect them to deal with it because reasons.
Court, say that you abused her, and then kick you out of your house without any proof that, like, actually going to court for the abuse.
request the court have the police.
No, that's not a proof. It is simply going to civil court with the preponderance of evidence. It's not beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the difference between civil liability and criminal liability. Criminal liability, the difference between the two of one, because it takes away your freedom, has a higher level or requirement for evidence. Oh my gosh, she's dumb.
Help her steal your separate property and your car. Thus, she can lawfully steal anything of value you own. Also, she can request the court to order you into counseling, mental health services, or drug rehab.
That's what they did to Kanye.
Recon.
I don't think Kanye should be the example that you're using. Somebody who actively said, I'm stalking my ex-wife, so I bought a home on the same block. You're going to use that. That's not a laughing matter. Somebody who actively made a video saying that he was going to plant his ex-wife's new boyfriend. He was going to plant him. You're using... Okay, wow.
In addition to holding you responsible for any fees and costs associated with her attempt to divorce rape you. Even worse, she can request the court to order you to surrender your lawfully owned firearms and bar you from your Second Amendment right to own a firearm, as well as revoke your lawfully obtained concealed carry permit. So how common are civil domestic violence restraining orders granted in the United States? Well, in 2011, safeservices.org issued a 12-page special report entitled
You gotta be kidding me. You know that most victims of murder crimes are from the... Wow.
The Use and Abuse of Domestic Violence Restraining Orders. In it, They state on page 7, one analysis compiled data on final restraining orders mostly in 2002 from 29 state court systems and found that the rates varied widely across the states. On average, the analysis revealed that 342 final restraining orders were issued per 100,000 persons. When extrapolated to the entire U.S. population, an estimated of 860,000 final orders were granted.
Why do you have that highlighted? That's just saying. See, this is the shit that I'm talking about. Like, this is like the fear-mongering that they give a lot of these guys. It's like, they must be false because there's so many. But that doesn't. This is just saying how many were actually given. And I'm sorry, if you had an abusive partner, if you were a guy and a woman was abusive, you can ask for this. But all right, let's go.
Now remember, this is per year. That calculation parallels data from the FBI National Crime Information Center, NCIC, which includes a national registry of restraining orders. Each year, 600,000 to 700,000 permanent orders are entered into the registry. However, 8 states do not participate in the NCIC registry, and many other states have incomplete coverage. For example, in Texas, 25 counties do not report. In California, 17 counties do not have a reliable procedure to enter orders into their database. Given the trend of
So he has this fact, and let's do this. Okay. More than 5 women and girls were killed every hour by a family member in 2021. According to the new UN figures on femicide, a report published Wednesday to show that 45,000 women and girls, more than half, 56% of the 81,100 murdered last year worldwide, were killed by a husband, partner, or other relative. That's why we have the Violence Against the Violence Against Women Act that has been spread out to all domestic partners. Every month, an average of 70 women in the U.S. are shot and killed by an intimate partner.
Increasing numbers of restraining order. The best estimate of final restraining orders now issued each year is 900,000. That's right. As of 2011, almost 1 million civil DV restraining orders are granted each year in the U.S. alone.
And civil DV restraining orders, from what, if I'm understanding it right, don't actually require them to go to court for it, because they can.
It requires court. It doesn't require criminal court. Pearl, you dumb fuck. And the other guy, it's just, oh my god. All right, let's go.
Press charge, because they said they could press charges without the guy even knowing. And how would you go to court for something? So
No. You can go to civil court where it doesn't require you to go to jail. Okay, let's go.
Oh, basically they can accuse him of something. He could be like basically found guilty and have all these consequences where they can take his home, his car, everything under the guise that he was abusive and she could be lying. Wow. And it could just be from living with a girl for a couple of months. So she could just leave her stuff.
And there it goes. This assumption, this putting it all together, that's not at all what the fuck the video has even said. But of course, Pearl has to build this straw man. Pearl has to build this inconceivably flimsy ass argument in order to get those right wing talking points and red pill talking points. Nobody even said that. You didn't even, the one time that we had a length of a marriage, of common law marriage, on the screen was literally 3 years, and you have to claim that they're your wife or your husband. Wow, she's dumb. And you know what?
Done.
I can't anymore. My head hurts now. Pearl is clearly a dumb fuck. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. Like, share, and subscribe. Guys, this has hurt my head. I'm done. Remember, try to hit the 1,000 subscribers by June 1st. Help me make that subscribers. And yeah. Thank you for watching, and we're gonna cut it here.